Mysterio with his eyes on Murphy. Oh, the Destroyer! Wow.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those pro wrestling maneuvers that have become synonymous with certain performers over the years.
On one good leg, KOD!
Number 10, Frankensteiner, Scott Steiner. When it comes to discussing the intricacies of Scott Steiner's Frankensteiner and a Hurricane Rana, there are some subtle differences between the two moves.
Tag made. Scotty Steiner in, backs Spivey off, sends him for the ride. There is the Frankensteiner!
The latter maneuver is a head scissors takedown that is usually followed up by some manner of pinning attempt. The Hurricane Rana also drops an opponent on their back, whereas a Frankensteiner is designed to cause a whole lot of discomfort by focusing on the head and neck.
Just the way he caught, just straight at the back of the ear there.
Scott Steiner invented the move, and there's been little argument as to who's mastered it better in the years since his Frankensteiner first hit the squared circle.
So I came up with shooting him off the ropes to come back and hitting him with it. So, and luckily that caught on too. People loved it.
Number 9, Double Stomp, Coup de Grace, Caval and Finn Balor.
Edge in the drop zone, coup de grace from Finn Balor.
There's no way around it. Some moves just look like they hurt, making it a complete wonder how wrestlers are able to execute them in a safe manner. Finn Balor has used a double stomp for years, referring to it as a coup de grace whenever he takes to the air in order to end a match.
Shares over the knee that's already damaged. Right through it. Oh.
He isn't the only wrestler to adopt this move to win a contest, however, as evidenced by Low Key's blink and you missed it WWE career. He worked under the name of Caval when he was in the WWE, and brought with him a smash-mouth style that was earned working the indies. Caval's double stomp, as a result, looked particularly deadly when he decided to bust it out.
Watch Caval bring his knees right to his chest and drive them through Michael McGillicuddy.
Number 8, Styles Clash, AJ Styles. This move is difficult for one very specific and probably well-known reason. It all comes down to those on the receiving end forgetting one important part of their wrestling training.
Don't do this. Not from up there, AJ! The Styles Clash!
Instinctively tucking one's chin inward is something that many wrestlers do in order to avoid injury, but the Styles Clash demands that AJ's opponent actually pull their chin backwards while taking the move. This, combined with an overall lack of protection of the opponent's face, has made the Styles Clash controversial.
Cross is rocked! AJ! Muscling up cross! Styles Clash!
Performers like Yoshitatsu and Adrian McCallum have both tucked their chins and suffered injuries. Fortunately, Styles has been aware enough mid-match to save other wrestlers, like James Ellsworth, from suffering similar fates.
Looking to put the finishing touches on James Ellsworth with the Styles Clash. Oh, man!
Number 7, Tiger Driver, Mitsuhara Misawa, Will Ospreay, Excalibur, and Kid Cash. Power bombs may come and go, but the Tiger Driver is forever. You can take your pick of them, from Mitsuharu Misawa's Tiger Driver 91 to the Tiger Driver 98 utilized by stars like Will Ospreay or Kid Cash.
What is this? Oh, that's it! The upset! It's over!
The former was a highly protected move that All Japan Pro Wrestling's Misawa executed on his opponent's necks and shoulders with, pardon the pun, ruthless aggression. Will Ospreay also notably busted out a Tiger Driver on Kenny Omega at Forbidden Door 2023.
Starbreaker. Oh no! Jesus! Tiger Driver 91!
Meanwhile, the Tiger Driver 98 eliminates Misawa's release in favor of a controlled drop of the opponent onto their skulls. Both are devastating, with this latter iteration being mastered to great effect by performers like Excalibur and Kid Cash.
Behind the official's back, a low blow.
It is necessary.
Just like we saw in the attack last week.
Number 6, Phoenix Splash, aka Corkscrew 450 Splash, Hayabusa and Seth Rollins. It's a pretty looking move that's bound to cause oohs and ahs whenever it's busted out in the ring.
This moment! Fraser, did he get all of it?
Hayabusa popularized this Corkscrew 450 Splash during his time wrestling in Japan and Mexico, and it's certainly a sight to behold. The impact achieved after Hayabusa's mid-air twists and turns made this turnbuckle splash look completely devastating. Meanwhile, WWE wrestlers like Seth Rollins have made the 450 splash their own in moments like the 2015 Royal Rumble, to the point where it's taken on a new moniker, the Phoenix Splash.
John Cena's in trouble. Rollins with Cena, center of the ring.
Whatever you call this move, it's a nearly perfect storm of excellence, skill, and precision, seen whenever Rollins goes all out, such as in his match against Triple H at WrestleMania 33.
You can see Seth Rollins feeling desperate. Phoenix Splash!
Connecting to Triple H.
Number 5. KOD, Bianca Belair. This finisher from Belair is somewhat similar to another move that will show up on our list in a little bit, but it doesn't matter which way you slice it. The kiss of death is going to hurt.
And up on the shoulders of the EST, KOD!
Belair's natural strength enables her to place opponents on her shoulders in an Argentine facebuster position, after which she unceremoniously drops them onto the mat.
She's gonna try it. Bianca's gonna try it. What? KOD!
Taking all of that weight literally on one's shoulders requires a lot of trust from the wrestler taking the move. And that's not even mentioning all of the strain Belair takes upon herself performing this move night after night. But hey, that's why she's a pro, right?
But the best KOD I've ever given, I don't think anybody can argue with me on this one, was TakeOver New York when I gave it to two people, Kairi Sane and Io Shirai.
Number 4. Shooting Star Press, Jushin Thunder Liger, Billy Kidman, Evan Bourne, and Neville.
What the hell is Kidman doing?
Billy, no, Kidman, don't do this!
Billy on the top rope again.
It's all about that beautiful inversion when it comes to the Shooting Star Press. It's tough to single out one master of this move, but there are a number of wrestlers that certainly come to mind.
The amazing thing about Evan Bourne, he is so resilient. Wait a minute. Tremendous shots. Look at that! Oh, have mercy!
Jushin Thunder Liger naturally is the first, since he's largely credited with this maneuver's creation. Elsewhere, performers like Billy Kidman and Evan Bourne brought their own flair to the Shooting Star Press, while Adrian Neville even went the extra mile by throwing in a corkscrew twist into the mix.
This means everything to Neville King. Don't do it.
Do it!
No! Neville with the red arrow. He sticks it.
So yeah, there's no wrong answer to this question, but all the flowers in the world to the OGs who risked it all on top of that corner turnbuckle. Number 3. Vertebreaker, Shane the Hurricane Helms. The double underhook setup is one that's commonly seen in the squared circle as a precursor to all sorts of moves. The Hurricane Helms brought one very specific modification to his Vertebreaker finish, however, namely hanging his opponent upside down and back to back.
Uh-oh, wait a minute now. Look at this. Up on the shoulders. Oh, the Vertebreaker.
This not only requires a lot of trust from anyone on the receiving end of Helms' Vertebreaker, it also means that this take on the Piledriver can't be performed on just anybody.
Going for a big, maybe a snap suplex here. No, vertical.
Now Tajiri reversing it. Lands on his feet and kick to the chest of the Hurricane.
Only those with a similar stature to Helms, in what used to be the WWE's Cruiserweight division, could take it.
Effective, but Steven not able to get the lock on it, and
I think wasting too much time right there.
we can only be treated
We have not seen that in a long time.
Number 2. Package Piledriver, Aja Kong and Kevin Owens.
No, come on, Kevin, not this. Not again. Stop this. Damn it, stop it. A package Piledriver.
It's interesting to see how some moves that used to be so commonplace in the wrestling world have become phased out in the interest of safety. Jerry the King Lawler, for example, used to break out old-school piledrivers all the time. Yet you rarely see them executed today in modern WWE, apart from occasional cameos from stars like CM Punk.
I don't know, John. Oh, look at Punk. Punk went for the knee. Punk went for Cena's knee. Now no, he's not going to go. Oh, my God!
Meanwhile, Kevin Owens' Package Piledriver adapts the OG from Aja Kong as he holds his opponents behind the knees in the double underhook position. Then there's that wince-inducing drop as Owens demolishes his foes with violence and force. Yikes.
Cheap shot by Owens. Well, what do you expect out of this deranged, this lunatic? Kevin Owens, God! No! Piledriver! God!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Burning Hammer, Kenta Kobashi. Wrestling fans all have those special moves for which we reserve our most unrestrained pops. You know the ones.
Burning Hammer. Oh, man! Title Rex. Plenty of strength and power.
Kenta Kobashi's Burning Hammer is one of those moves. It was a super protected finisher that the All Japan Pro Wrestling legend himself only unleashed 7 times over the course of his career. And yes, there's certainly a conversation about more contemporary usages of the Burning Hammer.
Argentine backbreaker rack.
These sometimes saw opponents like Kota Ibushi or Cody Rhodes kicking out in their matches with Brian Kendrick and AJ Styles, respectively.
Uh-oh, AJ! Burning Hammer! Oh my God, this is it!
One thing's for sure, however, Kenta Kobashi's Burning Hammer was 1 in a million. Which crazy wrestling moves always have you shouting at your TV? Sound out your favorites in the comments.